So we all saw Shohei Ohtani win MVP in 2021. He might even win it in back-to-back seasons if they don't give it to Aaron Judge, but he's leading baseball in a ton of different categories. He's so much fun to watch play baseball, but aside from that, he's picking up trash every so often. He's making these facial expressions like, is Shohei Ohtani the most exciting player in baseball? Let me know in the comments. What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We do this pretty much every single day, so if you like baseball, don't be afraid to stick around and hit that subscribe button. Ohtani, he had yet another special day. I almost feel bad for MVP voters because how are you going to give it to Judge or Ohtani? I think that you should just cut the award in half and give it to both of them. Jared Kelenic might finally be clicking for the Mariners. And Carlos Correa, you don't want to miss this. He made a very interesting comment about his free agency. He compared himself to the Dior store, like this thing. Now, we do have some breaking news. I'm so excited to watch the Mets versus the Braves, not only because it's a battle for first place, but the Mets have finally called up their super prospect, 20-year-old Francisco Alvarez. Yes, this guy is 20 years old. He once hit a home run off of Jacob deGrom at just 19 years old, and I need you guys to listen to this home run. Listen to the sound off the bat. He's going to be good.
Doing a comeback for his first time, and he hits a rocket out to left field, and that ball is way out of here.
I cannot wait to watch Francisco Alvarez make his debut in a series that really means a lot. They're going for first place against the Braves. Now, we're going to talk about the Giants real quick because they are trying like hell to pull off a Cinderella run for the final spot in the wild card in the National League. They've won 4 or 5 in a row now. Ford Proctor, yes, that is a real name. He smoked a grand slam for his first career big league home run, and Carlos Rodon was Carlos Rodon. 2 base hits over 6 shutout innings. He racked up 10 punch-outs along the way. Again, the Giants, they've actually won 4 in a row, not 5. They are playing their best baseball of the year, but is it too little, too late? Let me know. Now, unlike the Giants, the Phillies are playing quite possibly their worst stretch of baseball of the year, which always seems to happen to them in the month of September. Like any Philly fan will tell you, September is basically their house of horrors. So those runs you saw from Chicago, yeah, that was all they needed. The Phillies have lost 5 in a row, and they will legitimately fall out of a playoff spot if the Marlins don't beat the Brewers in this next game, so don't go anywhere. The odds were not in the favor of Phillies fans early on, but let's dive into the game. And from the jump, again, it wasn't looking good for Philly fans. Milwaukee scored 2, and Eric Lauer looked like prime Philly version of Cliff Lee. Lauer has this weird arm slot that allows him to hide the ball really, really well, so the Marlins hitters had absolutely no answers for him. That's 9 strikeouts, only 1 hit allowed, and I think 5 or 6 shutout innings. So it definitely looked like Philly is gonna... Wait, do you hear that? The music? Avisail Garcia saves the Phillies season with a Moneyball-esque grand slam. Avi has kind of stolen money from the Marlins, but he made it count versus his former team. So if we take a look at the wild card race in the National League, the Brewers, they're still a half game back, but it's going to be stressful for Phillies fans and Brewers fans for the next 6 days or 7 days, however many days we have left. Now, if you're a Padres fan, you're probably just feeling lucky that both the Phillies and the Brewers lost yesterday because the Dodgers pitching staff has all but put a blanket over the Padres offense. Now, prior to this season, I'll admit that I thought Matt Olson was going to be an upgrade to Freddie Freeman because I just thought that Matt Olson had a higher ceiling, but I could have not been more wrong. Freddie is number 1 in base hits and doubles with 46 doubles. He has a 408 on base percentage. Now, Matt Olson has been an extra base and RBI machine as well, but he's definitely not the on-base god like Freddie Freeman. Anyways, 22-year-old Miguel Vargas showed off his tools with a 2-run single. He is trying desperately to make a playoff roster, and Will Smith continues to play in the shadows. I don't really hear anyone talking about him as the best catcher in baseball, but he has 23 home runs and 85 RBIs and a career 130 OPS plus as a catcher. That is ridiculous, and the Dodgers have now won a franchise record 108 wins. All right, let's head south to Anaheim where Ohtani was taking on the Oakland Athletics and what could be his final, actually wait, he has one more start on October 5th against the A's yet again. I don't think the A's fans are excited about that because Shohei had a no-hitter through 7 2/3. He struck out 10 different hitters, and in the same game, he upped his hitting streak to 14 games. So let me say that out loud again. Shohei Ohtani is basically hitting 370 during his 14-game hitting streak, and he is 3-0 with a 0.9 ERA in the 20 innings that he's pitched during his 14-game hitting streak. How is he not going to win MVP? Now, if the season ended today, I'm almost 100% certain that Aaron Judge is your MVP winner, but that is a Hall of Fame resume builder. The fact that you have to have a 60 home run, triple crown, great defensive season to beat Shohei Ohtani in a normal Shohei Ohtani year. I mean, again, if it were up to me, I'd give them both co-MVPs. It's happened before, why not do it again this year? They're both making history. I don't understand one case over the other. Like Shohei, he's the best baseball player I've ever seen. Okay, actually, let me take a few steps back. He is not the best baseball player because that involves longevity, but the most talented, easily. There will never be another argument for a more talented player ever. Like, we're seeing it live in person. Shohei's the guy. We do have some crazy timing, though, because 38 years ago today in MLB history, Angels starter Mike Witt tossed a perfect game using only 97 pitches. I need a Shohei perfect game in his final start versus the A's just to really make things spicy for the MVP race. Moving on, I guess it's time to talk about the AL wildcard race. It's between 3 teams. As the Jays, they've already clinched a spot. They're going to make the playoffs. It's between the Rays, the Mariners, and the Baltimore Orioles. Now, usually I show walk-offs first, but I wanted to be sure I didn't speed through this game because there are a few things I want to talk about in depth. So the first 7 runs were all scored by 2 guys. Mitch, he belted 2 2-run home runs, so he set the tone for Seattle. And Jared Kelenic might finally be reaching that insane potential we expected from him before he kind of flopped in his first 2 seasons. That's 2 taters for Jared. He's basically hitting 300 with 6 extra base hits since being promoted again. Seattle, they end up blowing the lead, but they secure a W after Crawford walked it off. So if Jared Kelenic is finding his footing right before the Mariners go off for a playoff run, I cannot think of a more kind of poetic ending to the 2022 season for the Mariners. If Kelenic is the guy and J-Rod is healthy, they are going to be even tougher. I do not want to face the Mariners, and right now we would be as a Cleveland fan, which is terrifying. So actually, with that W, the Mariners can move into second place in the wild card if Cleveland can snag a series win over the Tampa Bay Rays, and they got it done. Jeffrey Springs was really, really good. He's been solid all year long, by the way. Cal Quantrill was amazing. Between both of those guys, they only allowed 1 earned run combined through 6 innings, but they don't call them the Gardiac kids for nothing because they make your heart race. They refuse to give up. They usually do their best work late in the game. They slap around a few base hits and they have some great base running. That's exactly what happened. Steven Kwan has gotten on base a Cleveland record 53 times in the month of September, and Oscar Gonzalez put Cleveland up by 1 after an absolute screamer of a base hit. Obviously, I'm joking. Regardless, Trevor Stephan, he made me want to cry because he walked 3 to load the bases, but he gets out of it, and the Guardians are now 20 games over 500. Now, all that's left to talk about is the Orioles game, if we're talking about the AL wildcard, and JD Martinez ripped the heart out of their chest like it was some sick horror movie. The Orioles, they get swept in Fenway, and at this point, the season is most likely over. I hate to say that, but the Orioles are 5 games back for the final spot, and they face the Yankees and Jays in back-to-back series. That is brutal. I will say the future is bright, and also I forgot to mention that Adley Rutschman made some history. He became the #1 leader in doubles by a rookie, passing Cal Ripken Jr. with 33. So again, most ever by a Baltimore rookie. Passing Cal Ripken Jr. that's special. The Detroit Tigers, methinks that Alex Avila, the former general manager, was the black cat running around that organization, just ruining everything. Akil Baddoo was finally back in the leadoff spot in Detroit. They teed off for 10 runs. Every time that he's been in the leadoff spot, the Tigers have scored a bunch of runs and won the game. At least we're talking about 2022 because it's only happened twice. But regardless, Riley Green brought home the bad man from first base. It just shows how valuable Akil can be from that leadoff spot because of his speed. Baez has been much better in the second half. He's hitting 280 with a 109 OPS plus compared to 213 and a 75 OPS plus. Tucker Barnhart had a field day as well, driving in 2 and going a perfect 3 for 3. And last but definitely least, the White Sox ended their 8-game losing streak. Wow, really cool. I'm so happy for them. I mean, if I'm a White Sox fan, I don't even want to watch anymore. Jose Abreu had a go-ahead, and Liam Hendricks has 36 saves, but I'm just very disappointed in both teams, even the Twins. And speaking of the Twins, here's what Carlos Correa had to say about his impending free agency.
I go to the mall and I go to the Dior store and I want something, I get it. I ask how much it costs and I buy it. So if you really want something, just go get it. So yeah, I mean, I'm the product here, and if they want my product, you know, they just gotta come get it.
Yeah, not gonna lie, Carlos Correa definitely seems like a guy that spends his time in Dior. I mean, maybe you might have thought he was a Louis Vuitton or a Gucci guy, but Dior kind of just makes sense. He's going to get a lot of money. Now, before I show you the web gems, today in MLB history, the 50-year anniversary of the great Roberto Clemente collecting his 3,000th base hit, which actually was his final base hit as well. So I just want to say Roberto Clemente and all of the people who are affected in Puerto Rico, I say my heart goes out to you guys. And if you need anything, again, hit me in the DMs. But thanks so much for watching and enjoy the web gems.
2 outs. Here's Connor Capel. Ohtani's going to show you why maybe he should be a Gold Glove. Come on!
At least at baseball, you become an infielder, the fifth infielder. That's an infielder type throw.
Dolly lifts this one, center field. Coming in for it is Thompson. Diving stop out.
From first. Pitch is hit out toward right field. That's well hit. Bierling's going back toward the track. Reaches up and he makes the catch as he slams into the bullpen door. Wow. And the inning is over. And Matt Bierling.
Little curveball up there.
Nice stoppage short. Correa to second and on to first, an inning-ending double play.
Opposite field. Soto coming in to make the catch, diving forward.